What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Progressive Action TV. I am your host, Tramel Thompson. Now, I know y'all looking at the title of the show, but before we get into that, I would like to give a big shout out to the Stephanie Nelson law firm. She's one of the hardest working attorneys in New York City, and I really hope when her schedule calms down that we can get an interview with her. Now, let's get back to business. You guys see what the bottom of the screen says. Does Governor Kathy Hochul support accused woman beaters? And that accused woman beater that I'm talking about is Richard Davis. Richard Davis was accused not on one occasion, but two occasions of beating up his ex-girlfriend, who's a bus operator. Not only that, Richard Davis is also embroiled in a sexual harassment lawsuit in which we would discuss at a later date. But I want to point to you guys some pictures that was on Twitter, posted by the union the other day, of Richard Davis with Hochul. You have Richard Davis with the two young ladies at the end, and you have Hochul. Then you got the guy in the royal blue shirt, Robert Kelly, no pun intended, that is his name. And then you have Tony Utano, the guy who appointed Richard Davis, knowing that he was not qualified for the job. Now, if you've been living under a rock, the news covered it, everyone covered it. MTA bus subway workers union chief Richard Davis accused of assaulting ex-girlfriend, right? And it even gives details of the assault. And this is from the actual lawsuit itself. In fact, let me blow it up so you guys can read it with me. On June 6, 2015, the TWU held a family event which the parties attended together. After the event, the plaintiff and defendant were driving in a U-Haul truck when plaintiff questioned the defendant, Mr. Davis, about an inappropriate relationship with another female bus operator who was present at the foregoing event. In response to this inquiry from the plaintiff, defendant proceeded to punch her in the face and head repeatedly. Defendant then held her against her tight headlock while Ms. Hecker was trying to escape the vehicle. Behind the parties in a separate car was a former union officer, current at the time, who also participated in the event, named Terrence Harmon. Once the plaintiff was finally able to get free from Mr. Davis, she exited the U-Haul and without her shoes scrambled into the vehicle driven by Mr. Harmon, who then promptly took her home. And also, in another part of the lawsuit, I want to show y'all a little bit of the sexual harassment side. Further, as recently as January of 2023, the defendant, feeling very comfortable and emboldened in his position as the president of TWU, while at a work meeting with multiple other employees present, referred to Ms. Hecker, stating that she's smart, she can type 100 words per minute, and I like the way my penis feels in her vagina. Kathy Hochul, it's seen hanging out with Richard Davis at this baseball game. Now, ironically, Kathy Hochul signed some policies, and let's read it. Governor Hochul signs executive order requiring the adoption of gender-motivated violence workplace policies. Now, that's very strange that she would do something like that when she's standing with the union president who's accused of gender-motivated violence. Not only that, sexual harassment, beating up his ex-girlfriend. You have, let me put it on the screen again. You have Governor Kathy Hochul taking proud pictures with Richard Davis. And this is the original. I want to show you guys the original tweet. This was the original tweet that they put up with Governor Hochul at the Yankees game. And you see all the pictures there. But I want to show you guys something of what transpired, because when Richard Davis put up the picture on the union Twitter, the people went out of control. The people was like, what's going on here? And I want to show you guys it live of what exactly I'm talking about. Let me get it up for a second. Let me get it up. Cause this is pretty insane. So let me put this up for you guys. This is the actual from the actual Twitter itself. And you see with Governor Kathy Hochul at the Yankees game. And I want to show you guys some of these comments. I don't need this right here. Let me see. Let's look at some of the comments. One guy said TWU members should be embarrassed at their own leadership, partying with Governor Hochul inside a Yankees luxury box while letting out-of-town SUV driving minority clogging New York City streets rather than being forced to take transit, whatever the case is. They are getting slammed. The governor who defunded the MTA, governor guts your agency budget, you wine and dine her. Pathetic, wouldn't trust her an inch. The governor that killed the MTA. This is embarrassing. Mike Quill rolling in his grave. You guys see everything that the people is saying. Now, I want to show you how the union tried to cover that up, right? I want to show you guys how the union tried to cover that up. So this is how they try to cover it up. Our recent meeting with Governor Kathy Hochul is not a fluke. Local 100 has critical issues to address. Ongoing subway issues, violence on buses, congestion pricing setbacks, and legislative hurdles. We met with the governor and we will continue to push for solutions, updates to follow. I'm going to be the first one to tell y'all that's a whole bunch of BS. That is a whole bunch of BS. They only put that tweet up there because they know that they was getting slammed. Now, someone tell me this. Who the hell goes to a meeting dressed like this? A very important meeting. You got Robert Kelly, what they call those shorts now. He got the hoochie daddy shorts on. Tony Utano, he's a disaster. I mean, Richard Davis got on Jordans. He's not even representing us like he's going to a meeting or having a meeting. The reason why he put that he was having a meeting was because they was getting slammed on Twitter because they posted that. He went there to have a night out on the town, like they said, to wine and dine the governor. A governor who didn't give us the contract we deserve. A governor who don't care about pregnant women on the property. A governor who gutted the paid family leave, right? A governor who don't care about our safety. And this is what they do. This is what they do. The governor claimed that gender motivated violence and all this other stuff, and she's chilling with Mr. Gender motivated violence himself. This thing is spooky. Let me tell you, this thing even got so deep. I want to show you guys. This is a Twitter message that I had received, right? This is Nick Bedell, the former, educational director of the union. He decided to send me a message and say, basically, Hochul guts MTA funding, meaning no money to Local 100 members, and you all suck up to her. Pathetic. No, Nick Bedell. Let's make this clear. We all don't suck up to her. Richard Davis suck up to her. But I want to know what the problem is, because John Samuelson sucked up to Cuomo. Oh, I get it. You were still getting a check from the union, so it didn't matter to you. But let's not say that we all suck up to her. Richard Davis, Stand United, suck up to all the governors. It don't matter who the governor is. They suck up to all the governors. But we live in a very bizarre world. It's a whole lot of grifting. It's a whole bunch of hypocrites. They say one thing, they do another. She cannot say that she does not know that Richard Davis is currently right. Matter of fact, his court date was just recently, like very recent. You cannot tell me that she don't know about his court date. She don't know about the other situation he got going on. She that's standing next to him because she's a fraud. She's phony. And Richard Davis don't care. And the reason why he don't care, he want to stand next to as many people as possible because he want to embarrass people along with himself. Richard Davis knew that if he took a picture with Hochul, he knew I was going to do a show on it. But don't worry, I have Hochul personal email. Just got it. I'm going to send this to all the state senators, all the state assembly people tomorrow, because this got to stop. This got to stop. The union won't allow Richard Davis to step down because he's not representing us properly. He needs to step down because he's embarrassing us. But don't worry, tomorrow everyone will have it. And that's going to be that. If you like what we had to say or what I had to say in today's show, you could donate right there. You see it, $ Progressive Action 100. That's the Cash App. But Hochul, let me know. Do you support accused woman beaters? Do you like woman beaters? Are you a fraud? Are you a hypocrite? Do you create these executive orders just to say that you did it, but you don't really respect it? Why don't you reach out to Richard Davis X if you claim that you are against gender motivated violence and things of that nature? Why don't you contact her? Why don't you ask Richard Davis to give you her number? How about that? I'll catch you guys later. Peace.